Good morning, guys and girls. We have some new stuff that I want to talk about here. Firstly, we will take a look at the season 35 top 10 rating decklist. And then we also have the new upcoming selection pack announcement, Chaotic Showtime announced, where we yesterday talked about the release of the White Forest stuff. There's something I have to say when it comes to the White Forest stuff. And there's also a really cool guide that if you haven't seen it, I will just mention it for all the new players. The fact that you can convert super rares into free packs. I also have a guide for this on my channel, but it is an older video, but for newer players, it is very important. So let's start. We have season 35 top 10 rating deck lists. And as always, this is actually very interesting since, as always, it's not really like Tenpai dominated. In fact, there is no single Tenpai deck here. We are missing some of the deck lists yet. So we don't have, for example, the first place deck list, but we have the second place deck list playing Branded Despia. Branded Despia is still here, still being strong. We are still playing the 60 card grass version as was to be expected. Obviously, we still have like our Aluba in the game. We have a branded fusion at 1, and we have brand opening recently coming back to 2, which is obviously quite strong. We are also playing Brightest Blazing Branded King, the basically Omni Negate. It negates everything but your Fallen of Alba's fusion monsters that you target, which normally is your Mirror Jade. And branded will definitely be once again very popular, I assume, because we will have the Dragoon live, and people are really hyped for Dragoon. People do want to play Dragoon, and there is no deck that can as easily play a Dragoon as can Branded. So you will probably just fit in a Dark Magician in here and then the Dragoon in the extra deck. And with this 60 card list, it's also totally fine to have this one Dark Magician brick in here and then call it a day basically. So Branded is still strong, still being at the top here. This is just because this deck has such a high skill level that you really have to know what you are doing to make good plays. You have an interesting toolbox in your extra deck with a lot of different options that you can use depending on the situation that you are in. We also have the Alba Lenatus, which can be a great tech against Tenpai, being able to just set or normal summon your Fallen of Albas and then contact fusion away all the dragons on the field into the Alba Lenatus. Fun fact here, if you're not aware, fusion is the only mechanic where you can also fusion summon whilst the monsters are face down. So you could also face down set a Fallen of Albas and then contact fusion to an Alba Lenatus, which is crazy in my opinion. We are missing the deck of the third player, but then we have Labyrinth here, which also is no surprise. You I always talked about how Labyrinth is one of the best decks and will stay one of the best decks because it has the ability to have this really strong and intact core in itself, the Labyrinth cards, and then you can tag in whatever you need to tag in. So we can see the Dimensional Barrier here at 3, which obviously is super strong if you can set the Dimensional Barrier, which the access is easy, right? This is what makes Labyrinth so strong. So you have easy access to all the traps you want via your Lady, and then you can reset the traps via your Lovely, which is what makes this deck so strong. Triple trap tricks basically assures that you have access to every important trap, be it the Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon or the Dimensional Barrier. And you can assume that if you play against Branded or Tenpai, then the Dimensional Barrier goes very hard. If you can stop your opponent for one turn and establish all of your other Labyrinth plays in the graveyard, can get a big welcome into rotation, can get your lovely Labyrinth on the field, then you normally will win the game. We can also play some very strong options like the Anti-Spell Fragments, because we are not that hindered by it. Obviously, we have the pots here, but we don't die if we can't use our pots. We are trap deck in the end, and Anti-Spell Fragments is one of the only floodgates that is still available, that we can still play at a reasonable rate. And now with the Whitefoot stuff coming and people probably picking up more Runic once again, this could once again be super, super strong. So Labyrinth, no big surprise here. A deck that is very skilled, and you can just tune it to whatever meta is running around. So if you're playing on the ladder here in the top echelons and you are seeing a lot of fusion and synchro decks, go put in your Dimensional Barrier. 5th and 6th place unfortunately is not available, and then 7th place we have a super heavy Samurai slash Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. We have the Flame Swordsman stuff in here. I'm not quite sure. Super Salamandra with Chain and Flame Swords Dance. I'm not even sure how this deck is supposed to work, but I guess we are ending up on something like a Baron de Fleur. Then we have our Emperor Charles the Great Negate and Fighting Flame Dragon. I don't know what this is, but apparently this seems to work, and this is what I think is still so fun in this Tenpai format, if you wanted to call it. We have seen this throughout the last 2 seasons of the ladder. The fact that you can play basically whatever and still be successful as long as you know how to play the deck and how to pilot it against the big meta threats. This is once again showing it. Super Heavy Samurai as a core has been out of the metagame for a long time with the introduction of Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer going to 1 basically, but this seems to work still if you know what you are doing. Crazy combination here. I definitely called the Flame Swordsman stuff totally useless, but this guy or girl proves me wrong here. We are missing the 8th place, and then we have the 9th place list here, which is like, once again, Draco Slayer in combination with Magus Spectre. As I'm not the biggest expert on, and there's the melodious stuff also, the melodious engine being in here with the Concerto, the Ostinato, and then our melodious monsters with the Bacca and the Schuberta. But interesting that we are basically only have the Schuberta as an interruption to end up on, and not the real boss monster of the archetype, the Etoile, I think she is called. But yeah, I mean, this is, we are playing a Secret Village of the Spellcaster as basically a floodgate against spells once again. So this is what has happened over every month basically here in the top 10 rating duel lists. People playing the craziest decks and being successful with this. There's even like a Master Pendulum, the Draco Slayer normal monster in this deck. Not quite sure what this ends up on, but we can assume from looking at the extra. There isn't even a Baron de Fleur in here, which is interesting. I guess we're ending up on the Fireball Dragon Singularity here to bounce, and then we might also have, I don't know, SP access via our, we don't even have an IP in here, which is crazy. We have the kill package with the Raging Phoenix, and I guess we are ending up on Appaloosa, I would assume, and then maybe a Schuberta. I think it's also like an Omni Negate something, but it's just crazy. And then unfortunately we are missing the 10th place deck list. I guess they will be filled in afterwards with time. But yeah, I think this is a good testament to the fact that you can basically play whatever you want to play. You can play your favorite deck, if it's not too weak, that is, and just be successful. We can also take a look at Untapped quickly, just to compare. Untapped, obviously a nice resource when you really want to know the win rates of certain decks. We can quickly take a look at this. Normally 10 pi is quite high at the list. Well, we have Ritual Beast at the top here, and then we have the B category with 10 pi, Voiceless, Jubel. But you can see how far spread this matchup pi really is. And then again, 75.2% is obviously way better than Labyrinth with 50, for example, or Brand Despair with 49. But we have seen these decks being successful, so I guess this is not a big problem. Okay, so we have the upcoming selection pack, Chaos Showtime announced, and yeah, we have some ultra rare reveals here. None of them are big surprises, as we knew them basically already. We have the new Trickstar boss monster being an ultra rare. Diabelze is an ultra rare, and if they show us these cards, then the animations for them are basically confirmed. It's really cool that Diabel, Queen of the White Forest, gets the animation, since she is actually a card, not unlike the other archetypes that have been introduced recently, that you will play and that you will summon quite regularly. You want to have her on the end board so you can make a synchro summon happen on your opponent's turn. If you don't know what the White Forest archetype does, I have explained this in the video yesterday. I've linked this in the top right corner if you want to go check that out. Otherwise, there will also be guide resources obviously come Friday with the new pack. Shiloid Rabbit is an ultra rare, a bit sad. Would have been cooler if this would be just a super rare, I guess. And then we have the Gimmick Puppet also be an ultra rare. I'm very interested in seeing how the rest of the spread will be. I hope that White Forest will not be as expensive, since, and I just checked this out, in my opinion, the best version that you will be able to play is the toy box version. Unfortunately, you will need triple toy box for that, and this is an ultra rare, so this is a bit sad. And these are already 3 ultra rares that you basically will need, since this is an amazing starter for the deck. You can also play a runic variant, but I don't know. I mean, I have the runic stuff, but probably will test that out. But since runic is also very hit here in Master Duel, not quite sure whether this is really good. But this, I think, is the best version, this toy box version, and you have the runic version. And these are basically the 2 versions that are available right now. You can also mix this with Centurion, I guess. But all of this will be better in the future when we have the Fiendsmith stuff available also. So there's definitely a lot of interesting future support to come for the Whitewoods stuff. So if you want to invest in this deck, then you definitely can. And it will be quite a good future investment, since this will get a lot of stuff, but it's not one of the strongest meta decks, so keep that in mind. And then we have just want to quickly mention this, if you have not seen this or if you're not aware. I also made a video about this, as I already said. Man, how often do I have to refresh this site here? Damn it. Master Duel tip update: convert super rares into free packs. So you can craft super rares from different packs here, and they are basically showing you which super rares you should craft, and then you get access to the pack pack that these super rares are from, you get a free pack pull. And there are some packs or some super rares that you can craft, for example, this Marshalling Field or the Spring and Merrymaker, that will actually give you access to 3 secret pack free pulls, since they are in all of these free secret packs. So the Spring and Merrymaker is in 3 secret packs: Fighting Spirit of Sparking Iron, Alba Abyss, and Echo Kamer Nation. So if you craft the Spring and Merrymaker and have not yet opened these secret packs here, you can get 3 free pulls where you can obviously pull ultra rares from. So what you should at least do, you don't need to do it for like every pack, but you should, and it's super nice that they have this list up here, but you should go ahead and craft all of the cards that are on this list at least, because I think all of these cards are representing cards and packs where you get at least 2 secret packs unlocked with 1 super rare craft, and in some cases you can even get 3 unlocked. If you are advanced player, then you might already have done this, but especially for newer players, this is really amazing. Just to quickly mention this, guys, let me know in the comments what do you think of the upcoming selection pack, as well as of the top 10 decks and the current meta as we have seen it. I'm very interested in seeing how Whitewoods and all the other stuff will affect the meta. I'm guessing Fiendsmith in January then, but let me know what you think. Thanks for being here. If you like my videos, consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell. This would help me out a lot, and we will see each other in the next one.